Hey, good morning, and welcome to today's 5-minute message. Let me ask you a question before we even get started. When's the last time you did something really nice for somebody? Could be anything. Maybe you took somebody out for lunch. Maybe you wrote a letter to somebody. Maybe you slipped somebody a $20 gas card for some reason. Maybe you just gave them a $20 bill. Maybe you sent somebody a nice message, sent them a text or something. Hey, I'm thinking of you. When's the last time you did something nice for somebody? I think that all too often we neglect this idea of giving. Last week we started thinking about having peace in our hearts and how God wants us to have peace in our hearts. And we looked last week about the idea of being content with what we have. And Paul told us that he was content with what he had. In spite of the difficulties that he had in life, he was beaten and whipped and stoned and shipwrecked. And he also lived a life as a Pharisee where he was high on the hog and lived a life of luxury as a result. He knew how to be content regardless of what God had given to him or not given to him. But as we think about peace goes beyond just what we have. It's also what we give. Did you know that you have something special that you can give to people that nobody else can? It's true. You have something very special to give to people that nobody else can. And God wants you to give that away. Whatever it is. Maybe it's a kind word. Maybe it is a letter. Could be a lot of different things. It's really nice, I know in my life, to take people out for lunch and buy them a meal and spend time with them. It means a lot to people. And I love doing it. I really do. But Paul's going to tell us this here in verses 14 through 17 of Philippians chapter 4. Nevertheless, you have done well that you shared in my distress. Now you Philippians know also that in the beginning of the gospel, when I departed from Macedonia, no church shared with me in concerning giving and receiving, but you only. For even at Thessalonica you sent aid once and again for my necessities. Not that I seek the gift, but I seek the fruit that abounds to your account. See, he's commending the Philippians here for being so generous. Now, I'm not so sure that the Philippian church was the richest, most luxurious, fanciest church in all the area. But what they did have, they gave. And they did so willingly. He says, nevertheless, you have done well that you shared in my distress. See, when we do nice things for people and we get invested into their lives, and maybe when you do take somebody out for lunch, you can talk to them and ask them about their lives, and maybe they'll start to share things with you that they might not have otherwise shared with you. What a great opportunity. Now you Philippians know also that in the beginning of the gospel, when I departed from Macedonia, no church shared with me concerning giving and receiving, but you only. There's a lot of people out there that aren't going to be doing this kind of thing. They know they should, maybe they're convicted to do so, and they just don't. And he commends the Philippians here as being the only ones that stepped up to the plate. We need to be content as people by knowing that we have something that we can give. So I want to challenge you today, even if it's just a text message, do something nice for somebody today. Just tell them you're praying for them. Tell them you're thinking of them. Ask them how they're doing today. Ask them if they need anything. Just send them a text. I'm telling you, you're going to make a world of difference in that person's life. He continues on in verse 16, and he says, for even in Thessalonica you sent aid once and again for my necessities. They did it more than once. They continued to send this aid. Paul was probably not one to always ask for it. By trade, he was a tent maker because he wanted to support himself, but he was very thankful for what the Philippians had done. Even when people, maybe you think that they don't want you to, they do. Yeah, you'll encourage them. Even if they're like that, they will thank you. They will be very thankful that you sent them a message to say, hey. He says, not that I seek the gift, but I seek the fruit that abounds to your account. He's like, I don't need the money, guys, but you know what? You need to be producing fruit and being obedient to the Lord and doing things that please him. And this will bring peace in your heart because of what you give. Thank you.